Good afternoon, and welcome to A Beer with the Old Growler. It's 5 o'clock here in Brooklyn, New York, USA. It is the 14th day of April 2020, and it looks like our 16th, 17th, it's our we're getting into our month. Let's see now. Everything began in for me when they closed the restaurants down on the 17th. So we've got 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We're beginning our fourth week of our month. I can't do the math. I don't want to do the math because it's 5 o'clock and it's time to have a beer. Okay, what have we got? The Old Growler's got the growler here. Yes, sir. Bob went to the Henry Street Ale House over there in Brooklyn Heights. They're open. They're pouring growlers, and this one is one of my favorites. It's from Two Roads, and it is their Road to Ruin. I figured I might as well do that. I think it's somewhere around 6 or 7% alcohol by volume, and why not? It'll give me something to do. But again, it's one of my favorite beers. I would. Well, it's a session beer now. That's what I'll do. I'll call it a lockdown. Whatever we're in. Yeah, might as well put the top on that because it might keep it a little bit more carbonated than we are. Okay, as you can see, it's a dusty glass. Because of the little bubbles in there, but I'm not going to bring that up because, as I say, it is 5 minutes past. Well, it's 1 minute past 5 o'clock, or 17:01 hours. Cheers. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'll admit that's not the first sip I've had today. There was some beer left over. Carrie, greetings. Greetings. Welcome. Good to see you. Peace. Take care of yourself. Make sure that you're safe, okay? And Monica. Thank you, Monica. I love it. Cheers there. Thank you very much. Oh, boy, there's 3 of you there. I'm glad to see you all. Let's see what's exciting. Not much today. It was a nice day. I don't know whether I've become attuned to this new rhythm or not, but mornings outside, afternoons inside. Except for when I go and retrieve the growler from the ale house, which is only if you are running in one direction, there would probably only be about maybe 500 yards. So it's that's not much of a walk, but that's the trouble. You get into a routine. But I hope you folks are getting into this routine. I certainly am, and I see there's 4 of you now there. Mary, greetings. Good to see you. And I'm using my daughter's Mary's glass here. It's okay. Let's see. It says, "That's what I do. I drink and I know things." And I suppose that's the best description of a freelance journalist that I can think of. Yeah. Which reminds me of a story, drinking in journalism, that Brendan Behan used to hang out at the White Horse and in New York when he was in New York, and that was where he got his last when his liver beating to death. But on that evening, according to, I'll check the book, but I have it, and it is a classic. It was someone was writing about Brendan Behan's life, and the story goes about a party that he was at, a book signing party that night, and a woman came up to him and asked him. She said, "Mr. Behan," she said, she asked, "Why are all writers drunks?" And I'm pretty sure he probably was in a state that would give her a reason to ask the question. But his answer was rather interesting. He said, "Madam, all writers are not drunks, but all writers hang out in bars. And apparently she thought about that for a second and then said, well, why? And his answer was, because bars are the last social bastion of Western man. So, to Brendan Behan, I miss those bars, my man. And particularly the White Horse. My God. I'm pretty sure I visited it at least once and maybe did a video. And if I didn't, now I have a burr under my saddle to do a video on the White Horse. I did some really interesting interview there when it was the old White Horse. It has changed hands. It has turned into a gastropub, or whatever they call those things, where it used to be $5 a burger and you had a special with the sandwich and half a sandwich and the salad, you know, or half a sandwich and the soup for $4.50. Oh, not no more. No, my friends. No, I'm afraid you can't do that. No. Okay. Well, anyways, so here we are, drinking a toast to Mr. Brendan Behan, and to a very day, actually. Yeah, I have to get up. Well, can't get up. Well, I've enjoyed the walks across the bridge. I have done that. That's in the mornings. You've got enough space there on the Brooklyn Bridge right now. Oh, my word. I mean, I don't think anybody could transfer any kind of disease there. The bicycles are going by so fast. And the joggers, boy, especially when I see this old white beard. But it's nice out there, and everybody, I try and give a thumbs up and a smile to everybody that walks by, runs by, or bicycles by. And they're a friendly bunch in the mornings. There's a few now that are regulars, so it's kind of fine. I've learned some interesting sign language. You know, I like you or love you, or it's you know, good vibes to you. The hand heart, you know, I didn't know the hand heart. So okay, come on. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, because Cuomo's going to lock me up in a room and won't let me out for, you know, another year, because I'm an old person, and they're going to let the young people go out and frolic and leave us old people all locked up in our rooms. That is a rumor. Please, I'm not going anywhere. But anyways, enough of that good stuff. Some of you, it looks like there's 6 folks here. Some of you might be not knowing what's going on, and how did I come onto this? Well, I'll tell you, I'm in the Old Growler, and I love bars. I'm a journalist. I've covered the beer industry and the beverage alcohol industry for over close to 30 years now. And so when the bars closed down here in Brooklyn, in New York, I didn't know what to do. So I said, well, there's technology, you know, and that's what I've learned. I've learned how to use a laptop. Put the pad kind of thing. I don't know. I can't make that out, because I don't have a mouse. I have to have a mouse to move things around. But I've got this far. I know how to put a camera up. I will eventually. I've got a shotgun mic that I'm going to put in, so maybe you'll be able to hear me better. But so I'm learning how to do this, and I've invited all of you to come and have a beer with me at 5 o'clock and listen to me pontificate, which is pretty much what happens at the pubs, bars, and taverns that I inhabited for so many years. Bar Tabac in particular, on Smith Street in, I guess it's called Cobble Hill, Brooklyn, but a French bistro style place. And again, I'll have to see. This is a tough part about not absolutely scripting one of these things, is because when I mention a place and I would like to give you a link to it, I don't. It's going to take a while to get this all edited out, and so when people are watching it, they're going to be, I don't see any link. What are you trying to do? You're fooling me. No. So I will try to get in the links to the places I talk about, and if I have a brain, I would make a list of them, and which is what I probably will start doing. I've only been at this. This is number 17 events. So that's what I'm going to have to do, is just make a little bit of a list. Let me get to going on. What we got to explain the reasons. Oh yeah, the reason is, as I say, is because the bars were closed down, so I'm using technology. I'm just getting used to, starting to really get used to technology, and talking to a little black kind of a rectangle thing with two blue lines on it that shows that it's actually, it used to be, I hear tell, in the old days, a red light was on there. You see, you knew whichever camera had the red light you were supposed to look at. Well, now it's kind of a blue eye. Hi, Hal. How's it going? Yeah, 2001. Oh, I thought that was. It took me a while before someone explained to me that in 2001, the computer HAL, H-A-L, the Kubrick decided to bust balls because he had a lot of help from really high-tech people. Again, big computer companies and NASA in his consulting, and they were all excited to be in the movie and stuff. But he did bust balls because HAL, if you think about it, in the alphabet, kind of good stuff. HAL is the letters preceding IBM. So I always got a chuckle out of that. A little bit of totally useless trivia. How that came up, I have no idea. But let's see. Anyways, that's what you would listen to if I was in a pub or a bar. And Bar Tabac, there we go, bringing me back to Bar Tabac. That was let's see, what do we got? Hal is alive at NASA. Yeah. Oh, there is no doubt about that. But I think he's about as old as I am. So he's not, I don't think he's, what is it, 5G or 4G or whatever those towers are that they're burning down, because that type of stuff. Oh, that's right. Kerry, his wife Mary, works at NASA. They live down in Friendswood, Texas. Hi to Friendswood, and I hope you guys are doing okay down there. I really do. We're trying to do the best we can, and it's simply a matter of staying inside. So, and that is why we're here drinking beer. Or if anybody wants to do anything else, they can certainly have a scotch or a rye or a wine or a soft drink or a coffee or tea. In fact, yeah, she's back again. This is my little friend. This is Madame Petrini. For those of you who've been following me, Madame Petrini is a gin, comes out of Utah, has a very naughty reputation, and I'm going to ask later on if it's time to taste Madame Petrini or retaste. I did it before, and this one, I know the link where to find it. So it'll be in the description box below for sure. But let's see, tastings. Yeah, that's what we're here for. Is we're here to drink beer, and besides listening to me, and I've got some of the local beers. Oh, yeah. Do I have? Are they both? No, they're not both local. This one right here is from Threes Brewing Company, which is actually, it can't be a mile and a half down the road from here. So this is going to be a real local beer, and it's called Logical Conclusion India Pale Ale. It's a nice little fella. I don't call them, I'm not. How can you not call something that shape not a fella? I'm sorry, that's just the way it goes. And from the state of Vermont, we've got Magic Hat Brewing Company, and they've got Laughing Stock Double IPA. And I remember picking this up, and I know I have a video interview of the brewer there who did this, and I will again that one I'm sure write it down, Peter. Laughing Stock, or well, no, just put Magic Hat. Magic Hat. Make sure that I have a link down there, and also for the threes. Okay, so that way people can find them and know what they're talking about. So anyways, this Magic Hat Laughing Stock is a double IPA, and I seem to remember, as I say, picking this up myself, it doesn't have a used by, no, best by, no, brewed on. It doesn't, I don't think it has a brewed on. We'll check that later when we do the tasting. But those what, so we got a double IPA and an India Pale Ale. So we got an IPA and a double IPA. Will be a double shot of my baby's love. And I do love beer, I tell you. Yes, I do. Okay, that was the teaser for it. I have to use the tasting, today's tasting tease. Okay, did I do that? Yes, I did. Beer, wine, spirit store. Oh, okay. Let's see. Well, I'll tell you what. Today I'm going to wing it. I really am, and maybe for tomorrow as well. But starting on Thursday and certainly tomorrow, if you would do me the biggest favor, let me know what you'd like me to talk about. I mean, either leave it in the comments box, or do me an even bigger favor and send it to my email address, peterlafrance@beerbasics.com. And I'd really appreciate that, because it gives me a little guidance. I need some guidance these days. It's a dark place to live now, and you know, the walls are turning. No, yeah, I would really, I'd appreciate the help. I really would. Just because that, as I say, it's I have the impression, and I see the number there, number 6, and I've got 2 thumbs up, and I see the names of people over here and how they identify themselves and good stuff. But it really is just, you know, it's not too much different than being a freelance magazine writer back in the late 70s and early 80s, when you actually worked on a typewriter. But you see, although it took longer to write it, and because you worked, you had. Oh, Peter, you do not pour beer next to a. Oh, go ahead, risk it, Jeff. I can only do 2 things at once, and one thing is to think. So if I have to think and pour beer and talk, that's not. No, I can't. That's not good. Oh, boy. I have to turn this around so I don't see the think part. I'd come up with a really great idea there. How about it? Boy, you guys lucky. Oh yeah, asking, begging for ideas. Ask me. I mean, the most interesting bar I've ever been in, the strangest brewery that I've ever seen, the worst combination of beer and food. Boy, oh boy, if I should work on a storyboard myself, actually. The most interesting bar, the best beer bar that I've ever been to. Let's see, the best beer I've ever drunk. That's difficult to do, because you're starting. Everything is atmosphere. Where you're doing it and how you do it. Where you're drinking beer and how you're drinking beer, and for what reason you are drinking beer. That is all important. So if you're going to ask what my best or what my favorite is, that's I'll have to pick a time and simply say, okay, Peter, which one is it? Cooking, as far as beer and food, you see, I'm getting there. Like, yeah, I know, I'm not there yet. Once upon a time, a long time ago, I was. Oh yeah, this is good. I was actually I wrote books, and this is one of them, and it's Cooking and Eating with Beer. And yes, that's Peter Brunel, the Belgian artwork on there. I think it's still alive on Amazon, but if you send me an email with your name and address, I'll let you. We'll talk about maybe me signing one for you. I'd love to do that. Believe me, I've got plenty of them left over. You're not supposed to say that, Peter. Yep, I've got a few left over. So, Jamie Gerardo, wow. I was out there looking for my cookbook, and I didn't see you there. It's good to well, I can't see you, but it's good to have you with me. I tell you, this is I'm having a two roads road to ruin, and it's I'm sure it's helping me be inspired. Phil Markowski is doing some great stuff out there, and especially at the Area 2. So it's good to see you, Jamie. I hope you're doing good. I remember, if I were right, there was something about Brooklyn Medical. So I really hope that's going well. It is. Yes, yes, it is clear. I tell you, I was talking to pardon us if we talk a little trade here. Jamie Gerardo has been in the brewing industry for just forever, and knows where all the bodies are buried and everything. But yes, Jamie, I was talking to Todd Mott about that, and he was saying when I was up at up at Tributary, and we were discussing it and saying it seems that a lot of brewers have lost their filtration systems, or either decided to cut back economically and not have their beer filtered anymore. So it was kind of a joke as far as that goes. But it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Oh boy. Since you're here, on Fridays, we got the 17th coming up. Oh God, cloudy hard seltzers. How do they make them? And I stopped it right there. Do they make them? I see. What would they put in to make them? I don't want to know what they put in to make them cloudy. Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. But what I'd like to tell you is on Friday I'm going to crack open this thing right here, and this is a come on, Peter, a 2008 Thomas Hardy's Ale. It's a relatively young one, and it is brewed by O'Hanlon's, not by the other kids. In fact, every Friday until the end of this month, I'm going to be opening a Thomas Hardy, and we've got, I think the oldest one here that I've got is a 1986. So if you get the chance to stop by on Fridays, for sure, I'm going to be opening up those Hardy Ales. Oh, did you see? Oh, did you see the years on it? Okay, I'll do them a little quicker, slower now. This one's the 2008. 2008. This one is the 1992. 1992. And this one is the 1986. 1986. And I have an extra surprise if we stay down in quarantine for another week. I have a 1989 Anchor Special Ale. So if we're in quarantine, we're covered for the Fridays. So if you want to hang out on Fridays in particular, that's what we've got. Let's see now. Hold on. I think the oldest one is the 86 is Eldridge Pope. Yes. Well, I'm showing off now, Jamie. I'm showing off. But okay, if you don't want that, I mean, if we should save that for the zombie apocalypse, how about the Ninkasi Sumerian beer, 1989, and this was brewed for the symposium beer brewed to celebrate the Institute for Brewing Studies 1989 National Microbrew Conference in San Francisco, California. So that's up there. That's up there. I mean, when we're talking about celebrating, I'm going to celebrate. So, yeah, Anchor. That's right. Yeah. Oh, that was fun. So this is well, that's I've been showing my treasures to my friend. I hope you don't mind, the rest of you. There's still a few of you left. Um, but anyways, so let's see now. Why don't I crack open? Let me explain what we usually do, or what my rest of my channel is that the tastings are usually held on Thursday. We do one, two, maybe three beers, and sometimes a spirit. Madame Petrini is hiding down there. And so then we, once a week, I put them out. And so we get together at the Henry Street Ale House, and we have what's called meeting expectations. And we take a look at the beer label or on the can or the bottle or the spirit. And like any consumer, we take a look at it and see what does it say and what do we expect. Okay. Well, this is Three's Brewing Companies, and I know that it happens to be less than a mile down the road here. They say it's logical conclusion. India Pale Ale, 1 pint, brewed and packaged by Three's Brewing Company Industry. Okay, and that's about it. But we've got a label that looks fairly modern, fairly hipster, and logical conclusion, and they got the thumbs up and the thumbs down, so it's got some kind of sense of humor. So, an India Pale Ale with a sense of humor. Well, we're gonna take a look, and first of all, let's see if it's clear. Is it clear? Is it clearly? Oh, Peter, do you want to? No, I'm going to do it this way. It's not. It's not. Oh dear. No clear beer here. That's not. It does not meet expectations. That is not an India Pale Ale. No, it's not. Let's see if it smells like an India Pale Ale. There's a lot of flower shop aroma on that. So let's see if it tastes like an India Pale Ale. No. There's no way you can call that an India Pale Ale. A New England Pale Ale or a Northeast Pale Ale or an NE Pale Ale, not even Pale Ale. Yeah. Now, as a fermented malt beverage, what does it taste like? It's got a great. It's not a thick beer. It's not a heavy bodied beer. It's not to use a misogynistic term. It's not buxom at all. It's a oh boy, that's going to sound weird. It's a very friendly beer. If I didn't know anything about beer and I looked at and somebody poured me this and I would go, you know, it looks like somebody made a mistake. But I tried it. It would not be unfriendly flavor. Especially looking at this, I would expect something very, very bitter and very fruity, maybe. And it does. It has that little bit of fruit. So you see, that's the difference between looking at a beer and expecting something from the can, from the label, and then pouring it and not getting your expectations, but looking at it and having expectations, and then having those expectations fulfilled. So does this meet expectations? No, because from the beginning no, it didn't. Didn't. So that takes care of that one. I don't think so, because it's not an India Pale Ale. First of all, an India Pale Ale, I would like to know the alcohol content on this one, and it's not labeled, so that's a disappointment. And I wouldn't say that I was expecting a Citra or a Cascade, or a kind of a lemon or a grapefruit, but I was expecting some kind of really a hefty hop to remind you. You just had to travel all the way to India. So that was a disappointment. That was a disappointment. All right, what do we got here? Okay, kids, it's a Magic Hat Laughing Stock. Magic Hat Laughing Stock. Oh, hold on. Focus. Focus. There we go. Okay. Right on the front, Magic Hat Brewing Company. Double IPA, 16 fluid ounces, 1 pint. Slowly turning, slowly turning. We heard them, the keyboard warriors. Beer snobs and name droppers. Maybe we were just waiting to drop a delicious double on those guff-huckers. Oops. Guff, Guffawkers. Yeah, I know. Laughing Stock is a big, juicy double IPA. Juicy, huh? Do we see? Oh, that okay. At least they're warning me that it's going to be cloudy. Double IPA with notes of grapefruit, mango, and papaya. Brewed by Magic Hat Brewing Company, South Burlington, Vermont. MagicHat.net. Greetings, when in Vermont, come by and visit us at our brewery and at the Art Factory. Okay, established 1994. We don't see anything about alcohol by volume, but that's a cute little label there. So okay, oh, here it is, 80 IBUs. That's going to be a big one. Okay, what am I expecting? Well, first of all, I cannot tell a lie. I picked this up myself when I was up in South Burlington, and I actually met the brewer, and we talked about the beer, and we sampled the beer, and it was a good beer. And I can't tell you too much about what I remember from it, but again, I'm going to really try and get a link, because I did do the interview. The interview is online. ABV. Oh, there we go. That's an interesting one. Come on now. You can't hide that from me. You can't hide that. I'm going to lift up my hat brim and look along the top. Search. There it is. 8.2. 8.2 ABV by volume. Now, okay, I had to look for it on this label. Now, that says that this would be a great stoner beer, man, because you'd have to spend a while, and by the time you figured out all the stuff that was on it, man, the beer would probably be the right temperature. You know what I mean? Oh. But anyways, let's crack it open. And what am I expecting? At 8.2 by volume, and if this has been in the fridge a little while, it's not going to hurt it. 80 IBUs. If it traveled all the way to India in the old days, I don't think a little time in the refrigerator was going to, and when I say little time in the refrigerator, I mean probably about 5 months, 6 months. Okay, let's crack it open. So I'm expecting something hoppy, man, but I'm going to get that cloudy beer, though, because it's juicy. Okay, crack that open. What do we got? Not too close. There it is. Looks like fresh cider. Now you see, that's the problem. Oh, my mind just went to fresh cider. Not a good thing if you're going to taste a beer. Okay. Cloudy, yes. I don't know why I would even. Let's see the two colors. One is a straw and the other is copper. more or less, if it was clear. Okay, well, it warned me it was going to be cloudy, and the head's holding up nicely. That's a puzzling aroma. I don't know what to expect, so might as well dive in. There's a lot of fruit in there. A lot of, when I say fruit, and I mean the mango and the. If I ice that little baby down, and the trouble is when you ice something down, you lose a little bit of the flavor, which is, if I could get that flavor iced down, that would be a nice summer drink. That would be. The alcohol, 8.2. That's semi-intimidating, but then I was sitting here drinking the Road to Ruin, and I have a feeling that's pretty much close. So I can't really complain about that. All right, Jamie. Yeah, okay. 8.2 at the 80 IBUs. Okay. Well, it's if somebody handed me this beer and said, "Oh, here, try this," and I would say, "What is it?" And they would say, "It's a juicy ale." Okay. I don't know, man. It's kind of sweet, you know what I mean? And you know something? Now that I've talked to myself about it, oh, and yeah, it's come to that. It is. That's awfully sweet for an IPA. They're either hiding those 80 IBUs under the alcohol, or those fruits are doing a damn on my taste buds. What do we got here? Grapefruit, mango, and papaya. Grapefruit, you could throw some Cascade hops in there. Am I not right? And the mango and papaya, I don't know. The Citra maybe, but they don't have the name of the hops on here. So I'm going to have to do some research, and if I could remember to do the research, I'll put it in the information box, whatever they call it, below. Oh boy, that was fun. Oh, where are we? Oh, geez, we're only 5:37. We're running ahead of schedule. Let's see. Teaser for the next beer with the Old Growler. Geez, I wish I'd thought of that. I tell you what, I've got some beer that in the back of the, what I call beer in the back of the ice box, which means cans in particular, because the bottles that have been in there for a while. So you know the light hasn't gotten to them. It's going to be age because the temperature is right. So it's age. It's down to age. So I'm going to try and dig around and find some really wicked old. No, you're not from Boston, Peter. Wicked old beers to try and see. So that'll be tomorrow, and tomorrow will be the 15th of April, 2020. And that's what I think we'll go for. And or if there's a demand, and again, please send me something in the emails or in the comments box below. If Madame Petrini should show her pretty little head, should I have a resample of her? Ooh, and I remember the tasting we did at the ale house impressed a lot of. We had a number of tourists in there, and back in the old days when people actually got together and came to New York from afar. Okay. I'm semi-babbling. We're down to 4 people here. Jamie just checked on hops and brewed with Warrior. Oh, Cascade. Yep. Citra. Yep. Amarillo. I'm not too sure of that flavor. Falconer's Flight. Mosaic. Yeah, okay. Dried hop with Citra. Wow. Okay. There's where just where that lemony type thing comes in. Thank you. Wow. Thanks very much. For those of you who are able to read this, Jamie has picked up and listed the hops that are in the Magic Hat Laughing Stock, which will explain as I've explained the flavors to you. You can pick up what those now. The Cascade is definitely grapefruit. Citra is kind of a lemony. The rest of them, I'm going to have to do my homework. Sorry, kids, but sometimes the teacher doesn't know. But that's the fun part about being a journalist, is that you might not know everything, but you sure as know where to find it. So, and I think the best way to do that is to taste some more beers. Unfortunately, I don't have any right out here today. So let's see. Oh, I have a semi warning for folks. Let's see now. Next week appearing here. Actually, yes, appearing here on the 22nd. I promised one of my faithful watchers here, Monica Smith, that I would sing Old Man River a cappella in basso. I don't think I can do it in basso profundo, but I'm going to try it in basso. So, so that's going to be the highlight of Wednesday, the 22nd. The 23rd, on Thursday, next Thursday, we will be on early. It'll be a 4 o'clock appearance. And I'm being sponsored by my alma mater, Norwich University. And we will be in the kitchen. And we will be cooking beer soup. And it will be with Guinness and Vidalia onions. And you'll get a chance to see the kitchen. I'm going to mount it's a camera, Peter. Mount the camera on the spice shelf so that you'll be able to watch me working. I have... Oh, hey, Ronald, good to see you, my man. Great. Okay, you don't get 2 roads in Louisiana. I tell you, why don't you send me an email with a mailing address, and I'll send some to you. How about that, huh? No problems. All done. So yeah, I would be perfectly. I'll trade with you, in fact. As I say, send me an email, peter.lafrance@beerbasics.com. Send me an email, and we will work on a trade. That's for sure. Folks that are watching this, Ronald, Terouai, that's maybe French, or Terouai. That's the fellow there. He's Ronald Terouai. He's got a great YouTube channel, a lot of fun for the tastings, and boy, he tastes beers that are just fantastic. So, and really, he goes through them, boy. So it's a lot of fun. Check out his channel as well, please. And now you've got his imprimatur, or what? An imprimatur is doing that, but his CV there. It's no problem at all. It wouldn't be, really, boy. If you're willing to send it to me, I'll send it to you, so to speak. And here from Brooklyn, New York, I'm not going to send you too much. You know, it would be like that. Just the beer. You know, we'll keep the rest here. But anyways, welcome. It's good to see you. I've been watching your stuff, and it's a lot of fun. Believe me, a lot of fun to watch. I wish I had a backyard though, and a grill. Oh boy. Terrio. Allez. Salut, my friend. Boy, oh boy. So anyway, oh boy, geez, we got some great folks stopping in here. I'm so glad. Oh, we got some. Oh, this is great. This is almost like being in a bar, guys. Thanks very much, Ronald, and thanks, Jamie, and everybody else that's been watching. Oh boy, this is a virtual bar. Don't ever say that, Peter, because you need people. You absolutely do, boy. I tell you. I'm not going to be Barbara Streisand and break into people. I cannot do Barbara Streisand. No, no. I can try doing. Oh God, who sang Old Man River? He and Pete Seeger got along well together. Synapses aren't working too quickly. No problem. Really, no problem. That's what we're all here for, communicating. I think this is going to be the silver lining to some of this. In fact, a friend of mine, a brewer in, I believe he's in Michigan now, he's licensed in 2 states to teach math, and so he sent a message out to the groups that if any parents have any trouble, if they don't really understand certain types of math, let him know, and he'll be perfectly glad to teach their kids over the media. There's going to be a lot of silver linings that we don't know about, and you've just mentioned one. No, not Burlives. He was an African American. Oh, Jesus. No, Jesus was no. Paul Robeson. Yes, that's it. Although I'm not going to be able to do anywhere near that, but I've been told that I've got a fairly good singing voice when it comes to basso. Yes, Paul Robeson's Old Man River. Now, as I say, I won't be able to match it, but I can do it on key, and I would just I'm glad you asked, because I really would like to do it simply so that I can record it and have it. So thank you for asking, and I hope whoever you asked it for likes it. So there we go. Let's see, what do we do now? We're getting towards the top of the hour. The teaser for the next Old Growler, we've pretty much done that. Well, I want to thank everybody. That's I think really something right now is I want to thank everybody for being here and for joining me. Today was, I think, a special. We had some real folks that we had a lot of folks stop in, and I want to thank again everybody. I don't want to mention anybody particular by name, but you all know we've had beer experts here. We've had all kinds of interesting folks. Musicians, so it's been a lot of fun. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh boy, I tell you. Listen, Carrie, it's great just to, well, I was going to say see you, but I'm so glad you enjoyed. Please stop by. I'll try and keep in touch on the phone. I wouldn't say that I'm overloaded, but it's with the stress, it's a little difficult to concentrate, and so one finds a solace and et cetera, et cetera. So, but I will keep in touch. Good to see you. Peace and be safe. Jamie, a pleasure, sir. Have a good one. I tell you, it was a pleasure to chat with you, and I do hope you stop by again, especially on Fridays for those Thomas Hardys. Okay, promise. Cheers. Oh, well, from who? L'chaim, my friend. For those who are still here, I tell you again, thank you very much. And this is the Tuesday, the 14th of April, 2020. And I would appreciate if anybody who has not subscribed, if you would subscribe, please. It makes my stats look good for the Google people and all of those people that check algorithms and want to that would really help the Google, the YouTube site. And once we get the blog going again, and I tell you, that's going to be something to work on. I'm going to be working on a blog, redoing my blog, So we have a lot of stuff to do, but the concentration is a little tough, and I do thank you all for helping. But please subscribe, give a thumbs up, and pass me around. Pass me around. Pass me around. At least share me with anyone who you think might be interested. We're getting into the closing time. Let's see. Well, I tell you, I'm going to hang with the Magic Hats laughing stock. They're making laughing stock out of me. And thank you all for being here. And is at the end of all of our tastings that we had at the old, and we will have again at the Henry Street Ale House. When we got to the end of our tastings, I would always hope, especially when it came to meeting expectations, and this one certainly met expectations the other way around, but hoping that I'm Pete LaFrance, the Old Growler, hoping all of your beers meet expectations.